Okay, so I just thought of this song.
What
for the
song?
show? It's a theme song. Listen.
For our theme right now?
Yeah, go.
Kurt has kids and an SUV. Joey scans Reddit obsessively. But we share music and a chromosome. It's a bromance built to last and last. Dudes of future past. Dudes of future past. Kurt and Joey's podcast. Dudes of future past.
Hello, everybody. It's Kurt Long, one half of Dudes of Future Past. I would love to be here alongside my pal Joey Bragg, but sadly, he is he's dealing with a sick cat. His pet, Whoopi, is not doing well, and it doesn't look good. And I'm just crushed about it. I'm nothing worse than that. I mean, all right. There's a lot of bad things in the world, but it's awful. Audrey and Joey love and take care of those kitties like they're their own kids, and they mean the world to them, and it sucks. I love those kitties too. I've played with Whoopi a bunch of times, and I think she's taken a liking to me. But yeah, she's really sick, so Joey can't be here. He's trying to deal with her and help her out. So he's not here for this special podcast. This is one I wanted to get out, and I wouldn't do it without Joey if it wasn't just time prohibitive. But it is April. It's Autism Awareness Month, and we had a great interview with Tyler McNamer. Again, me, because of the pet issue, and but we had this scheduled with Tyler McNamer, who does have autism, but he's also an author of a fantastic book called Population 1 that details his life with autism. It's very inspirational. He's got a very positive outlook, and really, he helped me learn a lot about autism, what life is like with it, and what misconceptions are out there about it. And it's I think it's an important issue, and being Autism Awareness Month, I know we're getting it right under the wire before April's over here, but I wanted to make sure we got this interview out there. So please listen to it. Please check out his book, Population 1. Check out his Instagram and his social media. It's Tyler McNamer, McNamer. And check out Autism Works, is a program that he is involved with. I think it's his program that he helps people with autism get employment, and finds their unique skills, and it doesn't make it takes away any prohibitive factors from autism, and actually allows people to get out there and be members of society, you know. And it's really amazing what he's done, and I think you'll be inspired as well listening to him. So please do that. Also, just for our own bookkeeping, or keeping up our end of the stuff here as we are hurtling toward my move to Canada. We still expect to do the podcast. We can do it. Skype is a possibility, so Joey and I will do our best to keep podcasting away here. But that's still a little ways off. But in the meantime, I am in the midst of trying to get off the ground a YouTube channel that will have detail and document my move to Canada, and the show is going to be called I Don't Speak Canadian. I have an Instagram page just for that called I Don't Speak Canada, because somebody else has the I Don't Speak Canadian moniker, and I will try to get that away from that person. But in the meantime, I Don't Speak Canada is my Instagram page for that, and I'll be documenting, if you want to see pictures of the move, my treks up to Canada, and all the things I've done to get this move underway. It's a lot to move out of a country. There's a lot of things going on. I've had to speak to immigration lawyers. I've had to sign a lot of paperwork. I've had to prove that I'm an upstanding member of society, which is very difficult. And but no, I've been doing all this stuff, and we're selling our house, doing a lot of stuff. So the YouTube channel, once it's up and running, once we get episodes edited and aired, that's where you'll be able to find it. So look me up. We'll try to have links on the Dudes of Future Past YouTube page, but if you can, just look up Kurt Long YouTube page, and you'll be able to find it once we start airing our episodes of I Don't Speak Canadian. It's going to be fun. It's very emotional, the move, but we're trying to take it as we're trying to be gung-ho about it. And and show my experience of learning all this stuff about Canada. So if you are Canadian, you want to tell me anything I should know about Canada that I probably don't know because I don't know a lot as an American. Our northern brothers, we don't pay attention to them that much, but all of a sudden, boom, we're dealing with them now, and we got a lot to learn. So please send us all your information you can about Canada, but that's what we're going to do with the show. We're going to interview Canadians. We're going to interview Canadian actors, comedians, politicians, workers, restaurateurs, a bunch of different stuff, and it's going to be also documenting my life and our move there, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So look forward to that. In the meantime, hit us up at DOFPcast on Instagram. Look us up, Dudes Future Past website as well, and tell your friends. Dudes Future Past podcast. It's out there because we're going to be around for a while. But now, also, I'm dropping this. It's April 25th. It's my brother Kyle's birthday. Kyle, happy birthday, brother. I don't know if you'll be listening to this on your birthday, but if you are, happy birthday. I love you. You're awesome. You're the best. I couldn't have asked for a better brother. I've got two great brothers, and you're both amazing, and I really lucked out in life having brothers like that, like you guys, and I wish you the happiest of birthdays. So please, wish my brother Kyle a happy birthday, will you, if you're listening to this? And now, please, enjoy Tyler McNamer and I as we talk about autism. We finally got in touch with our new friend, Tyler McNamer, author of Population 1, his book that he wrote about autism. It's a full title, Population 1, Autism, Adversity, and the Will to Succeed. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, Tyler McNamer.
Hey, how's it going, everyone?
Hey, Tyler, I'm so glad to talk to you today. And again, unfortunately, Joey's not on this call. It's just for everybody. So, full disclosure for everybody listening right now. He's got a family emergency thing he's dealing with. So I'm here talking. I have the pleasure of having Tyler all to myself. Now, Tyler, I'm calling you. You're on a Skype call. You're in Seattle?
That's right. Seattle, the Emerald City.
I love it. I'm actually moving up toward that way fairly soon.
Right on. Yeah.
We might have to do a face-to-face at some point.
That'd be great.
Yeah, we're my family and I are moving up to Vancouver in about a couple months. So and we like to drive down to Seattle. So we'll have to make sure we meet each other. So let's talk to you about yourself. How old are you, Tyler? You're a young fella.
I'm currently 23 years old.
Just 23. See, I could make fun of Joey for not writing a book, and he's 21. And you've done a book already. When did you finish your book?
I finished the book when I was 17 years old.
17! Oh my gosh, I could give Joey such a hard time for being a slacker millennial.
Sorry, Joey, but it's never too late to give it a shot.
That's right. Hey, listen, I'm 44. I haven't written anything, so I've written a couple scripts here and there, but I have not written a book like this, Population 1. Now, tell us a little bit about it. What started it? Why you wrote it? And what it's meant to you.
Yeah, sure thing. Well, a little bit of an origin story about that is that when I was in elementary school, they had this little thing where it says, or it has a question that says, hey, what's your favorite thing to do and such. And at first I really wanted to do, PE and such, but then I realized, oh man, everyone else likes that PE too. So I decided to, kind of stand out and try to think of something else. It's like, I wonder what else can I get to? What else do I kind of enjoy? So I just wrote down writing. And that was my little thing. And so back to the book. Back in high school, high school, I'm sure a lot of people kind of agree that, it tends to be kind of a tough time.
It's a rough place. Yeah. Especially if you tell everybody you want to be a writer and not get involved with PE. You might get some ribbing for that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's for sure. I still love baseball and soccer and physical activity. I'm a pretty active guy and such, but during high school, I kind of see it as like age of survival kind of thing too.
Yeah.
It's kind of a little tricky on some areas too on my times because hey, autism kind of thing too. It's kind of hard to socialize and interact and all that kind of stuff, and to to be honest, I kind of had my share of really embarrassing moments, all because of me. So I decided to just, get that stuff on paper, just write what was on my mind, and just get those feelings out and such. And at first, this whole thing was just more about, just writing about what goes on, and I didn't really want it to be a book at first. All I kind of want to do was just get all that out and then just share it with classmates and teachers, and hopefully I get to be in their friend circle, that kind of stuff. That was the purpose. That was my original motive.
So it didn't start out as a book in just was it therapeutic in a way, just to get your feelings out?
Yeah, it really was. It was kind of a therapeutic kind of thing too. So after I did that, after I finished all the manuscript and such, my dad, he kind of read through this stuff, and he was like, "We gotta get this stuff into publishing form." And I'm like, "Wait, what? Huh?"
Really? So you hadn't published anything before, obviously. So you just this.
No, I was still a teenager. I mean, I'm still thinking about homework and doing track and being on the track team and all that kind of stuff too. I didn't really have that much experience when it comes to publishing and such, let alone with how it goes on and all that kind of stuff. So what we kind of did is that I wanted some extra help on knowing how to get that going. So I went to a local place. This guy, his name is Patrick Snow, and he is known for being a keynote speaker and best-selling author. And cool part about him is that I've known his son that we used to go to high school together with. He's such a goofball kid, the PE kind of guy. Anyway, a joy. His son is such a joy, and I was glad to be with his dad when it came to knowing how to get it published and such.
He didn't co-author it with you. He just sort of helped you along.
Yeah, he kind of just helped me along, just how to self-publish. That's basically what he said. And one key thing that I learned from that place is that 40,000 words or more. That's like the standard. That's like the standard limit for novels is 40,000 words or more. And I thought that was kind of neat, so I did that. And then like Patrick, he pretty much. Actually, my dad and Patrick Snow, they kind of just encouraged me, saying, "Hey, how'd you like to, be a keynote speaker and such too? People kind of want more information about, autism and all that kind of stuff." And I was kind of hesitant at first because I was kind of usually a shy person and just kind of awkwardly trying to get words together and all that kind of stuff, because I couldn't really quite find words too much at the time. I was just pretty shy on that kind of stuff. And they're like, "Hey, just you have to keep on practicing and you can do it." All that good stuff. And,
so can we work backwards a little bit here and tell me a little bit about, just so people know, anybody who's not familiar with autism, and so describe for us, when did you realize you were autistic, or your family? What was the process there?
Yeah, that's a great question. Well, to be honest, I didn't really quite know I had autism until I was 13 and such. My family and teachers already knew that there was something going on and something different, and this kid has autism and all that kind of stuff. But I didn't really quite know anything about that.
Nobody informed you?
Nope, nobody informed me until I was 13, and when I learned that I had until I was 13, I got pretty angry. I mean, I'm like, man, is this the reason why people are treating me this way, or it's like people going easy and all that kind of stuff? Is this why so different and such? So it was. I can
imagine. Yeah, that's got to be quite a shock, and it's got to be difficult to wrap your head around.
Oh, sorry. It really was a shock. It was, kind of just, mind-boggling and such too. And, I wish it could have been things differently. I wish have, reacted and all that kind of stuff too, because I was totally fine, just not knowing about that until I was 13. Of course, that's, it's understandable to know that, hey, you gotta know and such too about what's going on. And for a while, when I was a teenager, I'll admit, it's pretty rough times, depressing and all that kind of stuff too. It's like, I'm stuck with this, man. It's it's like what to do and such. But but then my mom and dad, they always say that, they always say, look at me in the eye, to say, you're perfect just the way that you are. And
Right.
I always take those words to heart. It's really encouraging from them to say that. And yeah,
Well,
just
you're a
because,
human being. You've got thoughts. You got feelings. You are perfect the way you are. But I can imagine. Yeah, I mean, anytime you get told something and it, alters your whatever perception of your own reality, it could be a little bit, throw you off kilter a little bit.
Yeah, I guess when you put it that way, that's for sure too. And
But you are. So tell me, what was their? Do you know what their initial feelings were, or did they ever tell you what they noticed, or how they felt this came to be, or how they noticed that you were autistic or showing signs?
Gotcha. Well, yeah, that's a pretty fair question. They kind of knew it because I couldn't really quite speak until I was 5 years old.
Okay.
I can only make some screamings or muffles or something like that. So just a bunch of noises, trying to speak and communicate, but just couldn't do the words that much too. And plus, I also tend to lying down on the floor and picking pieces off the carpet. I mean, that's kind of a bizarre behavior. Why he does that? And my reason for that was because I just really like feeling the carpet. Because
you like that feeling. It was more of a. Is it more of like a you associate with a tactile sort of thing? Whatever you feel good about, you kind of gravitate toward.
Yeah, that's I couldn't say it better myself. Kind of gravitate toward that kind of stuff. The way I kind of see it too is, when you have autism, you kind of have all these super senses. You get to see things clearly. Smell things for a distance, or you even hear things more, loudly than before. That's why a lot of times, kind of noises are kind of a little rough because you're just super sensitive to that. It's like 10 times, more than that kind of stuff. Sometimes even taste and that kind of stuff. Also touch. And for me, I really like to just touch the carpet and such. That was just my little thing. I don't do that anymore, right now, obviously. But
hey, who doesn't like a nice shag carpet? There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I do have actually a small little cave where it's like there's some carpets and some blankets and stuffed animals and such shit too, and also VCR tapes. It's like my little quiet decompression chamber, I guess you can call it.
Oh,
so
I like it.
But it's only private, at my house where no one else is around.
Well, that's good. Yeah, you got to keep your safety chambers away from everybody else. That's a smart move.
Yeah,
I do that as well.
Keep it all social. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, then, so they started picking up on obviously not speaking, all this kind of stuff, and then the way you were with the carpet, all that. But what was the when they told you? What was there some sort of action to go on from there, like a therapy, or was it a doctor? What did you have to go through any process to come to terms with it?
Oh yes, absolutely. Actually, when I was in third grade, I had a little kind of counselor in Seattle, Washington. His name is Dr. John Whitehead, and John Whitehead and I, we a great team. In fact, he's the kind of person that I would just talk to when I feel afraid to talk to my mom or my dad, whether it be school or just what it's like to have my mom and dad separated and all that kind of stuff. John was there. John was the kind of guy I just feel comfortable just going to his office and just talk whatever it could be.
Right.
Just speak from the mind, speak from the hearts, and I think that kind of just gave me some more confidence just to just talk about what it's like to have autism and just all thanks to John Whitehead.
Oh, very nice. So it is great to have people like that around, and I think that is, for most people, even myself, as much as I've tried to learn about autism, and I've had, obviously I've met a few people in my life with autism, but I think what our friend Ryan Lee, who got us in touch with you, or who pointed us in your direction, and a few other folks out there, I'm sure that it's still pretty much a mystery as to what autism is. And now, is that what your goal is to clear up that mystery and to educate people and inform them on what autism really means and how we can deal with it?
Still work in progress, I can tell you that. In fact, my little company, it's called Autism Works, And what we do on Autism Works is one simple goal is to make autism more workable. So we come up with different strategies, and say, these kind of strategies, it may work for you, or it could work for someone else. We kind of like to just say, figure out, hey, what works for you, and maybe it can work for other people. And yeah, we do like to expand on trying to find what works, and once we find what works, we can definitely find the mystery solved on what autism is all about. Because
anybody who has to deal with autism, that feel a little bit more encouraged that they can have a nice, productive, normal life.
Totally, yeah.
Right.
And plus, for me, I'm totally an Oz person. I really love it when people get to share, some artwork and stuff like that too, or something that kind of just expresses themselves in such a positive light and such. And when they share some drawings and they're kind of thinking, okay, do you like it? And I was like, are you kidding? It's fantastic.
Yeah.
We gotta show this kind of stuff too. So that's what I kind of like to do, is just show that potential, because the way I kind of see autism is there's so much potential just building up inside. It's just really hard to just release it. Just hard to
trying to find that release valve.
Yeah, that's exactly right, and that's how I became a keynote speaker and such too, because all that potential is built up inside, and all I want to do is just share.
Do you? Give me a few misconceptions, if you will, that people have about autism. Other than that, maybe that people with it can't work or can't do whatever. But anything that people have come to you and you're like, well, that's crazy. That's not autism, or that's just not true.
Yes, that's pretty. Yeah, that's one of those things. Well, the way I kind of see autism is that it's think of it kind of like as a snowflake, and each snowflake is completely different from one another. Everyone's kind of different, have their own little challenges, and there are some things that work and some things that doesn't work. In fact, let me tell you a little story about one of these instances and such. So I was at this little class. It's called the ALP, which stands for Adult Living Program. Mm-hmm. And one of the students in there, he's just a little bit younger than me. He's kind of like this, has glasses, and he has a helmet on, and sometimes he has some seizures, and he doesn't really speak, very clearly or anything like that too. He kind of just, mumbles and all that kind of stuff too. He's even a slow walker and all that kind of stuff. And he's let's just say he needs some extra help and all that kind of stuff. Right. But the thing about this kid, which I thought he's one of my biggest inspirations, is that despite having all these different challenges of what he cannot do, I look at to the part of what he can do, and that thing is that he got a job at the Mariners game selling tickets.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah, it's really amazing, and I love baseball too. I mean, from a baseball fanatic, I just learned that about this kid, with the helmets and all and such, and I just thought that was amazing. And even I didn't have a part-time job back then. The books were still kind of on its first venue, and I was jobless, and he got a job before me. So,
wow.
So it's like what? So it's like.
So it was more like envy that drove you.
I guess so, in such a way. Every time I kind of see him, he kind of looks me at the eye, and I kind of imagine him saying, "What's your excuse?"
Yeah. Right? Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, it's just really awesome. And then afterwards, I just got a part-time job at the bookstore at the local area in Bainbridge. So it's really quite nice. So
you can sit there and look at your book on the shelf every day and nudge everybody over. Hey, why don't you buy that book?
Well, I'm more curious on that kind of stuff too.
Yeah,
I don't really do that, but yeah, just one of those things. So
well, I do want to encourage everybody while you're listening to this, make sure you go to Amazon or your local bookstore, pick up Population 1, Autism, Adversity, and the Will to Succeed by my guest right here, Tyler McNamer, and learn all about it. Now, and one of the lessons you try to bring across in this book is that. Not only is autism something you could deal with and manage with and work with in life and conquer, but it also makes you unique. Tell us a little bit about that mindset.
A little bit unique, with the whole, transform your disability to unique ability. Yeah, I do agree with that statement because I always say that. That's like one of my catchphrases is never diss your ability. That's
Right.
why I always say never diss your ability because, whether you have, some things that are like, not working so much, whether it be, speaking or talking or communicating and stuff like that. However, there's always some, bright stuff too that you can do, like, either playing the guitar and such. In fact, I know quite a few guitarists that are, extremely shy, like don't even really want to talk that much, and are just, just talented with the musical instruments and such. So I always like to find, just more like, the good parts of it and such too. We don't really quite encourage, just dealing with the negativity and just dealing with what you cannot do. We just try to find what we can do, what we can think, and what we can play and all that good stuff. Because the way I kind of see it is that once we find those positive and just these superpowers, I guess you can call it,
Right.
then it ultimately in a way shape the world. And someone even told me that hey, do people with autism think differently when it comes to someone who doesn't have autism? And I kind of just thought about that question, and I was like, I don't really know, to be honest with you, because everyone kind of thinks a little different and such. But well, I guess it is kind of true that's almost all the time, not all the time, but almost, is that when I kind of think of something, whether it be like my favorite character or favorite movie, all that kind of stuff, it's not really quite the most popular choice or popular thing, all that kind of stuff. Like for example, for some reason, I happen to be very drawn with background characters or side characters on a video game. Like from
What kind of games you like to play? What video games?
Oh man, I really love to play the arcade game Crazy Taxi. That's like one of my
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah. Played
in
that.
fact, a little bit of history about that is that my dad's a crazy driver. I'm a bit of a crazy driver, and that game was built for us, man.
Oh, perfect. Nice.
So yeah.
So you run down people and collect points, but only in the video game world, people. Not in real
only
life.
in the video game world.
You're safe in Seattle if you're driving.
Yeah.
Because Tyler only does it on the video game.
Just pick up customers and drop them off. Somehow I kind of am drawn to those customers for some reason. It's like, no, don't go. Stay with the taxi.
I love it.
Yeah, that, and also this one game called Splatoon and Splatoon 2. I'm very good drawn.
Is that a Nintendo Switch game or?
Yeah, it's on the Nintendo Wii U and Nintendo Switch game as well. Those
Okay.
two little games.
Again, Joey would love that. Joey's all about the Nintendo stuff, and
oh yeah, it's a fun game. McNamer approves.
McNamer approved. Oh, I like it.
And back to that, it's like I'm not so drawn to the main characters. It's the side characters I was just so interested in. Like the clerks that you see too. That's all they do is kind of like share sell gear or sell weapons, hats and clothing and shoes and all that kind of stuff. I was trying to figure out why I'm so drawn to those, clerks or those, minor characters and stuff like that. Well, my kind of conclusion for that is because sometimes I do feel like the background character when it comes to school because it's like when I'm at school, I'm not really quite the popular kids in the block, or just I'm just the background guy and such. And when I kind of see those background characters, like in fiction or anything like that, it's like some sort of, you're just kind of drawn to that for some reason. And
I can see that. Well, I mean, I can imagine, because of because of the effects of the autism and not being able to communicate, or earlier when you were, I mean, obviously you have no problem communicating now, but maybe I could see before that you look at everybody else as being the center of attention or something, and you might have had difficulty getting there.
Yeah. I guess you could call it that way too. However, I don't. Okay, well, actually, back then I kind of made a really fatal mistake where it's like, I just feel, angry. It's like, man, why am I not popular? It's like,
Right.
Treat me well and all that kind of stuff too.
Well, yeah, you deserve that. Well, let's get into that because I'm
Well,
curious
okay.
because a lot of people's misconception about autism and again, kids can be really tough, especially if they're ignorant
Yeah.
to what autism means.
Well,
Um,
the thing is that I say it's a mistake because I have no right to be angry or declare acceptance and all that kind of stuff too. Because to me it's just not humble and such. And my mom kind of just taught me to say just you gotta just be the best person that you can. Whether you're popular or not popular and such. And the way I kind of see it is that success is patience, and my dad is a successful businessman, and he's really good at what he does. He's kind of a bit of a keynote speaker himself too, and I kind of just came to the conclusion saying that success is patience, and acceptance is also patience in a way, because you don't expect others to accept you. You just do the best that you can, and people can be drawn to you. There's a little bit of a difference on that area.
accept yourself, and others will follow.
That's exactly right. So,
Right.
to be accepted, you got to accept yourself first.
I like that. I like that a lot, and it's inspiring to me, Tyler. So thank you so much for that. That's very inspiring for me.
Hey, anytime, Kurt.
I want to just because it's fantastic talking to you. I could talk to you for a long time, but I just want to make sure we get out what makes April Autism Month, and what can we do to help the cause for anybody dealing with autism.
Oh, man, what does make April?
Why is it just I know we're toward the end of it now, but I mean
Yeah.
we could be aware of autism year round, and what can we do to help educate kids who are in schools and may not know what to do with a classmate who is dealing with autism, or teachers or anything like that? Any suggestions?
Oh, yeah. Let's see. I think one of my suggestions would be ask some questions. Ask any kind of question that you can think of, whether it be, hey, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite fictional character? What's your favorite anything like that? Because when we start with questions, I do believe that there's some breakthrough in communication and being social with one another. Also, when it comes to questions, not just on social situations like casual conversations, but like hey, is everything all right? Just make sure that that you're engaged and people dig you, people care about you, and that's why I kind of think is a good step is hey, ask some questions, and even when it comes to kids, it's totally all right. And if people with autism doesn't really quite answer right away because whether they're shy or just just not sure what the answer is, then that's totally okay. Sometimes you can still ask questions, and hopefully there will be an answer. Just don't give up. Don't
I love
give up on those.
I think
things. Don't give
it's a
up on
great
those.
rule, pretty much, Tyler, for anybody. I think people need more acceptance, and they need to ask questions. They need to look beyond themselves to see what it's like in somebody else's shoes, and realize that we're all just sort of trying to make it work out here, and we don't. I find you inspiring, and
Thanks, man.
I think this is fantastic that you agreed to come and talk to us on the show. So I want to tell all my listeners, all the Dudes Future Past people out there, go get his book, Population One, and for Autism Works, what can we do there? How can we promote that?
Well, the only way to promote that is to join our little community. That's www.autismworks.com, and in that area you get tons, actually over 50 hours of information all dedicated to autism. And in fact, a little bit about that is that every Friday we always like to do a little webinar series called Questions About Autism, Answers at Work, and all on the topic of autism. And so when I do keynote speaking engagements, we always get tons of questions relating to autism, whether it be sensory or meltdowns or diets, sometimes even the controversial topic of medication. We tackle all that head on, and giving our honest opinion and what we can do to help out and such. When it came to medication, just a little quick part is that is that, I was never really quite medicated, during the course of my life. However, in Autism Works, we are neither against nor we support, medication. We're totally neutral on that. So yeah, this
is that because the science isn't quite there yet, or is it because it's not a medical it's not a medicine type of affliction?
Well, we're just kind of neutral on that too. Everyone's kind of different on that area. For us, for our family, we just choose not to do that, and that's totally all right. Everyone's different in that little area, but yeah, we always like to talk about those kind of topics that people are interested in.
Well, I did have a question. I didn't know if it was too sensitive, but I know that there was a lot of talk about vaccines being the reason why people thought their kids were autistic, whether they got vaccinated or whatever. What's the word on that?
Ooh, what's the word on vaccines? Well, to be quite honest, I don't really quite know too much about vaccines. However, I do think that...
Have you heard? You know what I'm talking about? Have you heard of that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. But not too much on the information. I mean, I do know what vaccines can do and such too. They can cure some good sickness and that kind of stuff too. To me, I think it's all right because not all vaccines can do that whole autism thing. To me, I think it's just kind of just a silly myth and such. I think you're just kind of born with it, just like you're born with blindness or deafness or anything like that.
Right.
But nah, to me, I don't think vaccines or any kind of medicine really does that kind of thing.
See, there you helped me out. You cleared up more misconceptions for me. I love it. And I think that's about all the time we have for now, but I will be hopefully looking for you in Seattle when I get up in the Great Pacific Northwest, and maybe we'll hit a Mariners game together.
That'd be great.
All right.
I guess it's half an hour already. That felt quick, to be honest with you.
No, it was quick, but you had a lot to say, and I loved listening to it. I'm sure our listeners will as well. Please hit up Tyler. Do you want him to hit you up on Instagram or anything like that, or any social medias?
Not a bad idea. Can I say one more thing too?
Sure, please.
Yeah. So
the floor is yours.
Sure. So one thing I kind of want to say is that to me, of course, all of you listeners don't have to agree with me. It's just the way I kind of think. Is that there's kind of a bit of a difference between autistic and having autism.
Right.
To me, autistic means you're known for having autism, whether having autism means it's just a part of you. So that's what I kind of think of when it comes to that. It's like, hey, it's just a part of me. That's what I kind of like to do. And as for the keynote speaking engagements, for a while, I've always wanted to be a performer and just be looking at people in the eyes. The more audience, the better. The reason why is because when it's just one-on-one communication, sometimes it gets a little nervous. But when it's more than one person, whether it be like 100 or 600 or anything like that, I get to just scan around to the area and make sure everyone's eyes is being looked at. To me, that's just more comforting.
Oh, I love it. So do you have any speaking engagements coming up soon that we should know about?
Let's see. Last one I did was over at Washington State University, over at the Cougars, which is pretty fun. However, so far no plans at the moment. But my dad was kind of thinking of something over at San Francisco, which is pretty awesome because I think that's what Crazy Taxi was based on, San Francisco.
It all comes back to Crazy Taxi.
So I'm going to be excited for that, whether that comes true or not. And I think that's pretty much all I have to say. Hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, with the same name is Tyler McNamer.
Tyler McNamer. The name is McNamer.
The name is McNamer. That's right.
All right. So look him up. Get his book, Population 1. It's on Amazon now. It gets 4.5 stars. It should have gotten 5, I think. That's my opinion. But still, 4.5 is pretty darn good, and it's a great read, and I encourage everybody to go get it. And go to autismworks.com and learn more about autism, and if you're dealing with somebody with it, be more accepting, reach out, ask questions. It's Tyler's advice to you. And thank you so much for being on Dudes Future Past podcast, Tyler.
Oh, man, it's a pleasure, Kurt. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
No problem. We'll talk to you soon.